Hello! Months later than everybody else, but I finally got my hands on a RunCam Micro, and thank you, Banggood, for very kindly sending me one that I could review. I thought what was instantly interesting about this is the stuff you don't get. If you look in the box here, you literally get the camera, which is tiddly, and a bag with a couple of cables to connect your VTX and some screws to mount some mounting hardware. What you don't get that you would do in a normal RunCam Swift is the little OSD control for changing the options, which you'll want to do. This one's out of a Swift 2, and also any mounting hardware. So of course, to put in your quad or plane, it's got holes here in the side to mount, but nothing to do it with. They sell them separately. It just seems a bit weird they didn't put them in the box already. What I did is I found a couple of designs on Thingiverse, printed a bunch out. So I've got these little sort of mounts that I can put it into and put it onto something. But yeah, let's find something to mount it on and we'll have a go at it. One thing I'm interested to check out. This is the PAL 2.1mm lens version. And I'm very interested to see how this looks, because 2.1mm is pretty wide angle. There is a 2.3mm version, but they were out of stock at the time, so I got what they had. But yeah, what I'm most scared of in this ultra wide angle is distortions in turns that you get from the sort of all-in-one VTX cameras. So it might be good to put this on a plane if I can to check that out. But let's find something to build it into and we'll see how it flies. So before I went out to fly, I went into the menu settings in order to turn on the wide dynamic range, which is never turned on in any of the Swift cameras. But to my pleasant surprise, it was here, so maybe it's not so bad if you don't have the little control to do this. Always useful though, because you might want to change other things. I mounted this up in the little Valentex trainer plane, and you can see there it's got loads of room on the mounting there, but it gives quite an interesting angle. Now, I'm on a day where it's way too windy for this plane, and it's really not a good idea, and I'm really going to have to do something about getting a better receiver in this if I'm going to keep using it for this test. So here's my DVR footage, and off we go, and let's get this 2S battery struggling along in the wind to get some height up. Quite useful though, because instantly you can see there's the sun in the sky. We don't get any change in the picture in terms of it darkening. It's just a really solid picture. Basically, it looks like any of the other Swift cameras, which are always fantastic looking. Now, as for distortion, first I thought, no, there's not any. But if you really look hard, you can see the way the horizon moves across the sky, because it's not flat as the horizon goes away from the center, so that sort of bulging takes place, which is just going to happen with this sort of lens. It's, similar as you'd see in the GoPro, where it kind of warps around in this fisheye effect. What it doesn't do is produce that horrible sort of stretching thing that the sort of all-in-one cameras that are on things like the TX03 will do, which is just terrible to fly. So there's a bit there, but it's difficult to notice. I'd really like to try this with a 2.3mm lens as well to see what the difference is. But from my point of view, I'm pretty happy flying this on a plane. I think it, I mean, obviously the picture's just like a Swift, which is fantastic. I still think it's just about the best FPV camera you can get at the moment. So yeah, all good. The only problem I've got here is trying to fly this tiny little plane with its not very powerful motor and its tiddly battery in high winds. So yeah, I'm liking this. Tiny form factor, brilliant image, fits on little microplanes. I mean, this is a plane with a lot of room, but I can imagine putting this on a much smaller wing, like my Wii Wing, for example, which I just happen to have here. The only reason I didn't put it on here is I didn't want to rip this camera out to do so. So I really wanted to look at it on a plane, because I'm into the micro stuff, and being able to fit a tiny camera on anything, and a high quality one, is really important. So that's all good. I'll end this review here because I want to come back and revisit this and put it on a quad, because I'm doing a quad build, and why not try it and see how it goes there as well. So this one was supplied by Banggood, and thanks very much to them. Of course, the links from them guys are down here. Have a click if you want to check it out and get it from them. If I can get hold of a 2.3mm lens, I'd love to try that out as well, but I'll see if I can do so. Until next time, catch you later. Bye.